Yeah, I'm broke. 10 Robux. I know. So in today's video, I'm gonna make the most cash grab game you can make on Roblox in only 1 hour. But before we do that, we have to make a sheet on what we're doing before. So I quickly wrote it, and you can see all the things right here. So we're gonna attempt to get the walk speed mechanic done, the winds mechanic done, probably a little bit of a map. This is quite a lot to ask for, as I'm not the best with coding. But yeah, let's begin. So as we started, I quickly grabbed some code from my other games and modified them to work for my game. These scripts are such as like leader stats and walk speeds, and also the script that updates the UI every time something changes. I also took the win button and a temporary reset button from another one of my games that is not public. These scripts are the leader stats, the walk speed, the UI updater, the win button, and a temporary reset button. These are all from other projects I worked on throughout the years, but never published them to Roblox. I mean, I didn't set any rules, did I? But 1 hour. But next, I better start working on the GUI. Next, I swiftly began making the UI, which took 10 minutes. I honestly kind of forgot. Right here, I was making the Wind GUI, which for some reason when I import it to Roblox, it's like really stretched out than what it looks like in the software I'm using. So it was like super weird, and I had to do a bunch of tweaks, which actually took majority of the time. I also used the same exact thing and just changed the tint on it for the speed thing. Right here, I was actually adding the icons for both of the things. I also swapped them around a few times just to figure out where like the positions of the stats. I ended up taking the icons off of Google. I did change them eventually, and because I worked on this game afterwards, but I did change them eventually. So at this point, it was time to start coding, and so I got the leader scripts to work with my game, as along with the UI to change every time our speed changes and our wind changes, so it can be shown on our GUI that we just made. This actually brought us down to 30 minutes, and by this time I was starting to worry. But after a few tweaks to code, it actually worked. One thing that really set me behind was I never felt actually good with anything I made. I kept on changing things, trying to make them better and better, which ultimately took up majority of my time. And that's why the UI took 30 minutes, is because I wanted it to be good, but I didn't realize an hour actually isn't a lot of time. It took a while, but I eventually got the UI just right where I felt that it was good. Also, with this, I moved it to the right of the screen instead of the top because I felt it just fit better. Then right after that, I added this text that shows you how much speed you gain per second, and this updates if you have a ×2 game pass or if you have a premium. Then I just went on to code this into the game, where then it shows you how much speed you gain per second depending on what game pass or premium you have. You can see right here, everything works. But now we have 18 minutes to do the last thing that is the most important in this whole entire game, which is the map. So I proceeded to add billboards to certain objects that needed it, and then began working on the map. Another thing before we get worked on the map is I also made it so whenever you touch the winds, your speed resets, so it's pretty balanced. Now for the map, all I just had to do left was just design it. So what I did is I thought of like this cool idea using the base plate texture, and I just put it on all sides and made it green like a forest. So that's kind of my thought process behind this first map. I took a lot of inspiration from other designers that also have used the same style of just using the basic template texture. Now, I couldn't actually get a lot done because I had 10 minutes left, and can you make a map in 10 minutes? I bet not. So I was really rushing here, and I was stressing out like crazy because 10 minutes is not a lot of time to do everything I wanted to do, because I had a lot more I wanted to do, but I wasn't able to do it. Now, all I had to do is just make this little platform thingy, which I have no idea if it even worked because I don't think I tested it out. But yeah, so I made that, and it brought us to the very end of the challenge with only a few minutes left. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. That's starting soon. What? Well, let's check out our game. So, we kind of ran out of time at the very last one. Yeah, so I barely had time to build if it wasn't already obvious. Yeah, but everything works. Like, all this GUI works. That's correct. Premium members get ×2 the reward. Can't do a lot in an hour for game development. So this was definitely a challenge. A lot of it was the UI. The UI took forever, as well as the scripts. So after I worked on this, I actually worked on it further, and I'm gonna quickly demonstrate you what I've changed and show you the game after I worked on it, so it's not just a base plate with just a working speed mechanic. So I'm gonna show you that right now. So here's the finished product. As you can see, all the UI is pretty polished. There is some glitches though with this red ball right here. I have no idea what is happening, but it's a bug. So this obstacle I built actually during the challenge. I actually kept it because I liked it. I did modify it a bit though, so it was a bit more possible, but it does still work. There's also a bunch of other worlds like the winter world and the desert world, but you could go explore those yourself. So if you actually want to play this game yourself, you could go down below in the description and find the game link down below. If you actually want to see updates for this game, consider telling me somehow. I don't know, maybe it's in my Discord, maybe it's in the comments. But please go ahead, like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!